Hey there! Thank you for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris and welcome to Brick Breakdown. In this show, we will be taking a look at some of the canceled LEGO themes, artwork, sets, and parts, pretty much any idea that LEGO designers had put publicly on the web but never actually came to fruition in the market. So for this week, we have Power Miners. Now, Power Miners was a theme that was introduced in 2009. It was basically the spiritual successor to LEGO Rock Raiders all the way back in 1999, and was focused on a team of minifigures that delved deep underground to stop earthquakes within the earth and stop rock monsters that they found there. So Power Miners lasted for basically just 2 years and had a pretty small second wave, but really there was a ton of pretty interesting stuff, and they've actually released a ton of good looking prototypes for many of the sets in this theme. There are a few different types of prototypes here. First of all, we have stuff focused on the minifigures, rock monsters, as well as the Crystal King figure right here. And then there's actually some set prototypes, namely the Crystal Sweeper, as well as a set that was made for Power Miners, but actually was put into the Atlantis theme of all things. And lastly, there's actually just some element development, particularly for the wheels and drill elements. Some pretty interesting stuff there throughout the entire development of the theme because they had to create several new molds for the wheels and the drill tips. So without further ado, let's just dive right in and start off with a look at some of the minifigures from the Power Miners prototypes. I also want to take this time to extend a very special welcome to our guest star, Lego David, who is conferencing in all the way from Romania and brings a unique Machus perspective to the table as well. First off, here we have some of the prototype minifigures from Power Miners. Now, back in the day when Power Miners first came out, Brick Journal, which is a LEGO magazine, actually did a full-on interview with the LEGO designers of the theme and got a ton of pictures of a lot of different prototypes. Starting off with the minifigs here, I think it's kind of interesting how they were considering radically different looks before settling on the final figures. You can see here the first one all the way on the left almost looks like a 90s spaceman, like one of the original LEGO Space minifigures. Very different look and feel here with a very 3D printed helmet. And then you get to the middle, which is basically what we got, except it's a completely different color scheme, which is a pretty interesting one to me, of the green and orange. And then finally you have the final minifig design with the predominantly blue color scheme. Which one of these is your favorite?
I kind of prefer the green and orange one. I think the color scheme is a lot more unique and kind of evokes Rock Raiders a lot more. The ones we actually got were still okay, but yeah, I think the middle one is the most interesting color scheme.
Yeah, I'm also fine with what we got, although it did get pretty repetitive, having basically the same or similar minifigure appear in almost all the sets, but the green and orange is cool. I wonder how they would have actually made that reflect in the vehicles as well, or if they would have kept the lime color scheme and just had these minifigures piloting it. The one on the left I think is pretty interesting, but definitely does not fit the Power Miners or Underground theme. Almost feels like it would be good for some sort of a new space line or something, but I am really not getting any sort of underground aspect from that, especially like the fins or antenna in the back feel very much like an aerodynamic aspect for some sci-fi stuff, so that one definitely doesn't fit, but I think either one of the green and orange or the blue are just fine for me, personally.
Originally they were going to have like a yellow dynamite piece. That's an interesting recolor.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know if that was just a prototype color or they actually were planning on making them yellow. I don't know why they would be yellow, but then again, I don't know too much about Dynamite, so maybe they are supposed to be yellow in some sort of form, but I think the red just makes a lot more sense and feels more like classic Dynamite to me. I guess with that, though, we can move on to the next sort of minifigure concept here. We have a ton of concepts for the rock monsters, but starting off, we have one that is basically just a minifigure with a head attachment, which I find personally very interesting.
That looks really interesting. The kind of mold that's put around a minifigure torso thing kind of reminds me of Jocelyn from Space Police 3.
That's right, it is a pretty similar mold to a lot of stuff LEGO was doing around that time and still does today. Honestly, to me, I almost kind of like this more than what we got. Of course, it would have been nice to get the molded rock monster arms like we eventually got, but honestly, I feel like this is a lot more versatile of a piece because it goes over a minifigure torso and could be used for different scenarios rather than just the two-piece rock monster mold. That being said, there are pros and cons. The one that we got is definitely more specialized, so I can see why that one could be better too.
So I think the original ones we actually got were better because they were entirely new molds. But I still think this could have worked just as fine with like the transparent arms and the mold over. Like, is it a transparent minifigure torso?
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's honestly the thing that interests me the most about it. we've never actually gotten a transparent minifig torso or transparent minifig hands ever, so I don't know if they were just planning on doing it for this or if these are just prototypes, but that would have been really awesome to get.
But I think the ones we got, I think, are probably the best.
And I guess speaking of the ones we got, here in the next slide up, we have a ton more prototypes for the rock monsters themselves, plus a few prototypes for the Crystal King build. You can see you start with a brick built thing, goes to some sort of a molded fashion, which honestly kind of reminds me of the 2016 Bionicle G2 Beast heads, and then we have a plain white version of the actual head, which in my opinion is the best out of the three. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think I prefer the Crystal King head that we actually got. Like the original one being brick built, that doesn't really work in my opinion. But the middle one is interesting.
Yeah, I think with a larger scale and probably today's bricks, they probably could pull off a better brick-built head. I always like it when they custom brick-built stuff rather than molding, but that one in particular definitely does not look very good. I think it's really just not refined for it coming out around 2009, so I am glad they went in the direction they did. The partially brick-built, partially molded head in the middle is interesting, but feels a little bit weird to me. Doesn't really feel like a rock, more like a brain, so I think I just really like the one they went with the dual molded transparent teeth, as well as the click hinge jaw. That was a really excellent piece in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess we can move on from that and take a look at a very interesting prototype. So this is actually the LEGO Atlantis set, 8080 Undersea Explorer, but it started off as a Power Miners build. And now I'm actually kind of curious how often this even happens with LEGO sets. Are they designed for one theme and used in a different theme, or was this kind of just more of a one-off? It's a pretty interesting concept that I think probably turned out a little bit better, at least for the mech form, in the final build for the Atlantis set, but it's kind of a strange concept. What do you think?
This pretty much looks like a transformer to me. Like you have like those leg wheels and then you kind of fold them together and then make this kind of truck build. That's really cool. But I think the Atlantis set is definitely a huge improvement over this general build here, because you can see the Atlantis mech is a lot more fleshed out.
I can definitely see that. To be completely honest, I never was the biggest fan of this particular Atlantis set. It was a fun transformation feature, but it kind of looks very awkward in mech form with very just stick straight legs. Obviously, you kind of have to have that because you wanted to mount the wheels on them, but I feel like maybe they could have implemented some sort of knees that just straighten out. And looking back at this actual Power Miners build, I honestly kind of like the car version of it a lot more than the actual mech for either of them. I think the car version for the Power Miners prototype is a lot better than the car version for the Atlantis build, but the mechs are honestly basically just kind of the same.
Yeah, I really like the vehicle mode on this mech here. The vehicle mode actually looks a lot better than the mech mode itself. The main mode that would be shown on the box probably.
Oh yeah, and by far the most interesting thing about this prototype is that, well, it actually became a different set for a completely different theme, which is really unique to me at least. And honestly, the only other time I can even think of something like this happening was one of the Mars mission bikes that eventually became a LEGO Agent Swamp Bike, which coincidentally was kind of around the same time as all this. From there, I think we can now move on to several different prototypes for the Crystal Sweeper.
Yeah, I really want to see how the Crystal Sweeper prototype develop. I'm really curious on that one. Yeah, actually, Crystal Sweeper is probably one of my favorite Power Miners sets because of the function is so brilliant. It's one of the best LEGO functions ever, in my opinion. It's just so much fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's easily one of the best Power Miner sets. I absolutely love that function. Super simple, but also works really well just to pick up just random stuff you have on the floor, be it crystals or rock monsters, and dump them in the back. And speaking of, here's the first prototype you can see here. The color scheme is basically the same, but other than that, a lot of things are different. It's a lot more compact, but also the front rotor is completely brick built as well. And I'm wondering if this was actually a prototype for a cheaper price point for the same model.
And this one seems to have like a cable, but they didn't use that in the actual set, although it probably would still have made sense to use it.
Right, the use of the linkages cables in the front right there seems like it was really just put in to necessitate the brick-built sweeper. I don't really know how that would have worked out too well though, because it does seem like those could fall off or break pretty easily, so I'm pretty glad with what they eventually did, which was making it completely Technic-based, but if you were going to do it with system bricks only, then it makes sense to use that tread piece.
Oh, yeah. One more thing, look at the figure that it's in this vehicle. It's basically a Rock Raider's helmet there.
Oh yeah, it has the old dark gray and everything. Guessing this was made before the minifigs were finalized whatsoever, so they just had to kind of throw together some random pieces for the figure. But then beyond this, there's actually one more prototype. Not sure if this one came before or after that one, but I'm guessing this one might have actually been an older prototype than the one we just saw because the color scheme is a little bit off from what eventually was the final color scheme with the orange sweep there. It basically just uses a very similar or same building technique, but with a few major differences, especially where the cabin is situated.
Yeah, I think it looks really interesting, but I can see those brick build function would break off really easily.
Absolutely, and I think that they probably even had to change the price point or size of the set to necessitate a much more sturdy wheel at the front because, of course, if you look at the actual set, it has this large Technic-based contraption for the sweep, but then it also made the rest of the entire set increase drastically in size, so kind of interesting how that one function, probably getting it to work well and reliably, actually seemingly changed the entire size of the set itself. But then I guess we can move on to some of the next prototypes we have up here. There's some part element prototypes that they revealed in the Brick Journal magazine. First of all, you can see some of the wheels and drill elements, some of them pretty similar to some Rock Raider stuff.
I think they look really interesting, and I don't know, I'm not sure if I prefer them over the one we actually got. I still think they look quite cool. They kind of remind me of the Rock Raider drill piece, like the chrome one.
Right.
And it seems like they were trying with silver. That kind of looks kind of chrome-ish to me. The one we actually got is a lot more a fixed color, not something very shiny.
Yeah, there's certainly pretty interesting molds. To be honest, I really love what we got. I love the fact that you can use it as both a drill and a wheel, and I think it was a really brilliant design move to actually make those pieces work in conjunction with each other to have larger or smaller drills, so I'm very happy with what we got. That being said, I can definitely see some of these wheel pieces having use in maybe some space rovers and whatnot, although the drills definitely, I think they kind of veer a little bit too far from LEGO to me. You don't really have that distinct LEGO look and feel for some of these, which I think is definitely something that the actual version really captures quite well. Otherwise, it's an interesting look at what could have been for these type of drill pieces, but I'm very, very happy with what we got eventually. Which is not the case for some prototypes, which sometimes I like prototypes a lot more than what we actually got. But I think, in this case, they really nailed it for the final sets.
I do think the wheels are a lot more interesting, though. They kind of look like those older style wheels from like M-tron, I believe it was, but then with those kind of spikes on.
Right, I wouldn't be surprised if they just took the 3D model for the M-tron style wheel and just threw the spikes on, because that looks exactly like what it is.
Yeah, I think I prefer those wheels over the one we actually got.
Fair enough. I think definitely from a cost-saving perspective and limiting the number of new molds you need to make, it makes total sense to do what they actually did and actually combine the drill and wheel molds, but if they had, say, an unlimited budget, I also kind of like the look of those wheels for some custom applications as well. But I guess moving away from the LEGO Elements type of development, we have actually some concept artwork for Power Miners. This was some of the first artwork made for the rock monsters themselves, and what I presume was kind of repurposed for the Big Fig rock monsters.
Ooh, that looks cool. Yeah, that's some really cool artwork. I kind of want to attempt to make a mock of that kind of like longer head. The longer head actually looks really interesting.
Hey, if you ever make that mock, I'd love to see it. And yeah, that's one thing I really like about the concept artwork for just stuff in particular. They really don't have to work within the boundaries of LEGO for the initial concept drawing, so you get all sorts of really crazy and interesting looking stuff like this. And while I do like the big figs we eventually got, I think this design looks really cool, and I would have liked that longer face as well. From there, we have some additional images of the element development for the actual rock pieces that were used, which actually are still in circulation today, which is pretty interesting to see. Obviously, those are created for this theme. Some other prototypes of the miniature and large-scale rock monsters, but they're basically just what we got, just in the sculpting/printed phase. And then finally, we have two very different looking prototypes of the Eruptor large rock monster. This was for the second year of Power Miners, the Lava Monsters wave, featuring two pretty different designs. Between these two, which one do you like more?
Yeah, I think I like the second one because looks a lot more unique. It's a different mold from the like regular big monsters from the first wave of Power Miners. Yeah, I think the second one with a lot of spikes is the better one. ultimately the big fig eruptor that we actually got is a fantastic figure.
Oh, absolutely, especially if this was before the time of standard LEGO Big Figs. They were really just trying to experiment here, and I really like how the final one turned out, featuring a ton of very special and exclusive molds, not just for the body itself, but also for the flames on the top of its head. All of that worked out quite well. The other thing that's kind of interesting to me is just exactly how these two things are prototyped. It looks to be like some sort of a clay or something.
Yeah, I think those are clay sculpts, I think.
I love how they literally took one of the standard Big Figs, the transparent red one, for the second one here, and just sculpted clay on top of it, which is a pretty cool look in my opinion, and a pretty great way to prototype stuff as well, especially if you plan on reusing some aspects of those other molds. But this was the last of the Power Miners prototypes. Was a really interesting journey across this video, taking a look at some of the minifigures, to the rock monsters, to the vehicles, and even some of the crystal beast creatures, as well as the lava monsters near the end. So a lot of fascinating stuff, and to me, this is some of the most interesting stuff about LEGO, just seeing how things are developed. And this is also pretty comprehensive because we got to see the development right for the minifigures, the creatures, and even some of the molds for some of the specific elements, as well as of course some prototypes for the actual sets. So pretty comprehensive stuff here, and I hope people enjoyed this. Alright, and with that, we've summed up our look at pretty much every available prototype online from the Power Miners theme. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of these prototypes? Do you like some of these better than what we actually got? And do you actually own some of these Power Miners sets yourselves? Let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video, and definitely stay tuned to Duckbricks for even more LEGO prototype related videos, as well as more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thanks so much, and bye bye for now.